Hello and welcome to Slam Technologies. This is Dr. IT. Today, I'm going to walk you through how you can install Kali Linux in the VirtualBox. Let's get started. The first thing that you will do is you open your VirtualBox that you have already downloaded on your computer. Then you go ahead and click on New. And then once you go to New, you are going to type in Kali. You go to the bottom here and select Linux. And we want to use the version, which is the Debian 64-bit. In actuality, that is what I'm recommending for you to run if you so want to. Now you go to Next. That is the size of the memory, 1024, and then the hard drive space is roughly about 8 gig. You can probably increase it to 15, if you so wish, and then, you can just move forward from here. And then you can go and create the VirtualBox for Kali. And what you are going to do from here is you are going to go to kali.org. Kali.org. So in a Kali, you are going to download one of the first instance that comes out. And so I'm going to click on Downloads, and then I will scroll down and I will select the first in the list, which is the Kali Linux 64-bit installer. So when I click to download, I have saved it into my installer folder. So once you are done downloading, you are going to select your settings. And once you click the settings, you go to your network, trying to give it an internet. I'm bridging my adapter over here. Then I'll go to storage, select the empty disk, and then click the blue disk here, and I will go in to choose a file. On my desktop, there is a folder called Installer. And so this is where the Kali is installed in. I click on that, click OK, and then I will start the installation. This Kali install normally takes a little bit of a time, but that's all right. It's normally the same process. I'll be pausing the video in between as I'm progressing with this. So let's move on. So again, I'm selecting the yellow icon here. Then I'm going to look for the Kali 64 ISO, and I'll go to Start. Now the VirtualBox machine starts. The first one is graphical install. I hit enter on the graphical install, and it's moving on with the installation. Then the system comes up to say, select the language. I'll select English. And then I'm going to select the country in which I am located in, United States. And then I will choose American language, English. And then I will select the keyboard, which is very important for this Kali, because without a keyboard, how would you be able to do that? And so the system detects it, and then we begin the installation. So before you get here, there may be some few processes that the system will go through to perform the installation. Now, the host name that the system selected is Kali. I'm going to just keep it as Kali, and I will go to continue. And then I'm going to select example.com or type example.com as my domain. And so with the example.com from here, I can just go ahead and continue. And just to hold on to the process, the next stage of the installation. So here, full name of the user, I can just go ahead and put in Slam. That is, when it's requesting for full name, and then, I will just go ahead and type in the password. Password, I'm going to use the standard password, which is called Tor. It's the reverse of root. And so if you look into here, I'm typing the TOOR for the password. That is normally the standard password we use for Kali Linux. You can come up with your own password, but just to show you some, of how, the areas in which we select this. I'm in the East Coast time, so I'll go ahead and select continue, and then I will let the system build the clock in for myself. So whilst it's doing this, I'm just relaxing and taking my time and watching to see what is happening next. So let's see, whilst the system is looking into detecting and loading additional components. So over here, the system is asking me to select guided use entire disk or guided use entire disk and set up the LVM. I'm going to just select the first one, guided use entire disk, and I'll continue. And then I'm going to just go and select the hard drive that is given to me over here. And then over here to partitioning disk, I will say all files in one partition, recommended for new users. That is what I want you to just select as you are installing the Kali from here. And then the next thing is finish and write changes to the disk. That is what is selected, and I'll go continue, and the system is doing its thing. So over here is asking if you continue, the changes will, listed below will be written to the disk. I say yes, write it to the disk. That's what I want to do. And then you continue with that. And now the system is doing its own thing. Just hold off whilst the Kali is installing. So after you have done the base installation, the next step is asking you to enter the package manager, where you have to enter your proxy information. Now, if you don't have anything, just leave it blank, as I do not have any proxy to enter here. And then the package manager continues to do the installation, scanning the mirror to see if there was anything that you connected. And so over here, it brought us to software selection. So we want this desktop, definitely environment selected. And then we read the rest of them except what is not checked. So just say leave everything default and let what is selected only install. So go ahead and just continue. And then the rest you can install or update later as you're moving on using the installation or using the Kali Linux. So over here, the select software has been completed and the installation is still in the process. Just hold on as we are almost running up to complete the installation. So the installing Grub Bootloader is now trying to complete the installation, and then we'll be done. Hold on to it. I know it might take about a couple of hours to complete the entire installation, but that's all right. It's worth, holding on to it, all right? So just hold on, and then let's see what happens here. So here, install all bootloader on a hard disk. It seems that this new installation is the only operating system on this PC. So I say continue because I want to make sure it is yes. And then I don't want device manually. I'm just going to do this in a auto installation. So let's hold on whilst this is running and completing the installation process. Just relax, take some cup of coffee or tea and just cross your leg and, make it happen for you. Love it, right? Kali, this new installation is the best. Hold on to it, right? Just run it like that, know what I'm saying, And so we may be done with the installation in a few moments, and then you can just go ahead and then have a dinner, have a break time, have Kit Kat, have Slam LLC stuff, Yeah, so that's what it is. Yeah. So we are finishing the installation. It's unpacking, and then installation should be done in a few moments. Now, Kali is one of those big, Linux flavor that we use for a lot of people use for pen testing, and you can test a lot of softwares, and you can analyze a lot of tools. So there are so many tools. Kali comes with about 300 and over different applications that you can run, and just name the applications. You definitely could have the instance in here, and even if you do not have it, you probably will be able to install it once you get to it. And so it's a very useful, very good system for installation. So when you're doing this installation, make sure you find the in-between times, and then you pause, you forward, you rewind, and then you keep moving in a pace that is conducive for your recording, for your installation. So here we are, the installation is done. It says finished installation. So we are going to continue, and then the system is going to complete it and reboot the system, and will bring us into the login screen. So update, everything is done. Now let's move on into rebooting that system. Moment whilst it's booting. So here is the final moment. The installation is complete. Now you have your login. So my login name here, I believe I type in Kali. Let's check it out. And then I use the word Tor, right? And then let's see. So just forgot, I use slam and then Tor, T-O-O-R, for the login. And voila, there you go. I am into the system. And that is, in theory, how you perform the login, and that's it. All right. And so it's loading, and it should be done in a few moments. So it is loaded. If you look at the top here, you see that I'm inside the Kali, and then I can just select terminal. Let's look into some of the terminals, right? And so this is a complete, total way of working in the Kali. So my Kali command line came up here, and then that's all you got to do. I hope this has been informative to you, and I thank you for watching Slam Technologies. Have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you.